let's break down my 8-day trip to Las Vegas, and I'll show you how I saved $710 using my Amex Gold Card and how you can do it too. I'll also explain how I decided to use my points for either flights or hotels, so hopefully you can make smarter choices with your rewards. So for day 1, I spent one night at Palazzo, and I didn't use any Amex rewards for this one. The only reason I stayed here was because I had a $300 hotel credit that I got directly from the hotel, so this was a quick stop before the real savings began. On day 2, we checked into the Cosmopolitan, and the Cosmopolitan is part of American Express's hotel collection, so if you have the Amex Gold Card or Amex Platinum Card, you have access to hundreds of properties included in the hotel collection. Now, you do have to stay 2 consecutive nights at the hotel to receive the benefits, which include 12 p.m. check-in when available, a room upgrade when available, a $100 dining credit, and late checkout when available. And of these 4 benefits, I was only able to use one, which was the $100 credit. I believe I arrived at the hotel around 12:45 p.m. because I got late checkout from Palazzo, and they did not have early check-in available, but the hotel lobby was extremely busy, so I kind of figured that I wasn't going to get early check-in. And also, I've been to Vegas about 5 or 6 times at this point. Most of the stays that I do have are in suites, and 99% of the time, the suites are not ready early. And not only are they not ready early, but they're usually not ready until after 3 p.m., around 4 p.m. the earliest. The only hotel that has let me check into a suite early at 11 a.m. is the Waldorf Historia, and we will talk more about them later. I also did not receive a room upgrade, and I believe that's because of the type of room that I booked. I did book the wraparound balcony suite, and only certain rooms are eligible for room upgrades. It's usually the standard rooms. Now, sometimes if the hotel staff is in a good mood or they have a lot of availability, they can upgrade you further, but that just did not happen for me, and that's okay because I really wanted the wraparound balcony suite anyway. Now, there was a surprise benefit that I did not know I was receiving because on the Amex Travel website, each hotel has a page that lists the different benefits you will get once you check in. And so when I arrived at the hotel, they also give you a paper with all the benefits, and the paper said I got a daily $50 breakfast credit, which was not listed on AmexTravel.com. I ended up using this $50 daily credit at Starbucks, and I don't know if you've ever tried to spend $50 at Starbucks, but it is pretty difficult. I also want to add that the nightly rate for this suite on AmexTravel.com was the exact same as the nightly rate on Cosmopolitan.com, which is really important because sometimes you'll be overpaying for suites on AmexTravel.com, and then you have to look at the credits you're receiving and the potential benefits like the room upgrade and late checkout to really see if you're actually saving money. Because sometimes the nightly rate on AmexTravel.com might be $100 more, and you're going to be paying $200 more because you have to stay 2 consecutive nights just for a $100 hotel credit, and it might not make sense. So for a short recap, I spent 2 nights at Cosmopolitan and saved $200, $100 hotel credit, which I ended up using on in-room dining, which was kind of a horrible experience. It took over 2 hours for my food to arrive to my room when they told us it was only like a 40-minute to an hour wait. And then the food just wasn't that great. And then the 2 daily $50 breakfast credits. After we checked out of Cosmo, we checked into Encore, and Encore is not part of the hotel collection, but it is part of Fine Hotel and Resorts, and only Amex Platinum card holders have access to Fine Hotel and Resorts. Now, I do not have the Amex Platinum card, so the way I saved money through this booking was actually through Amex offers. For as long as I've had my Amex Gold Card, I've gotten 2 win offers every single year, and it's almost always spend $300 and get $60 off in the form of a statement credit. I booked this reservation about 5 months in advance when I got the first offer, and about a month before I checked into Encore, I got a second offer from Wynn, where again I saved $60 when I spent $300. So in total, I was able to save $120 on my booking at Encore. Now, if you don't have the Amex Platinum card, there is still other ways you can get hotel credits from Encore and Wynn, and that is by going to winlasvegas.com and creating a free account. Then in the right hand corner, you'll be able to click on your offers, and you'll see one that says if you spend 2 nights, you'll get a $125 hotel credit, and if you spend 5 nights, you'll get a $250 hotel credit and an upgrade if it's available. And that's always what I do. You can use this credit at the buffet, at the pool, in-room dining, and other bunch of restaurants on property. I do have something to say about this check-in experience as well. I did use the kiosk to check in, and they told me that I had a complimentary upgrade to the Tower Suites, the same standard room but just in the Tower Suites. So when I went over to the Tower Suites, I actually took a picture of the kiosk just to make sure because it wasn't a live person. And when I got there, they said that upgrade was not showing in their system and that they could not honor it. But then I showed them the picture of the kiosk. There's a little bit of awkward staring going on. And he went to go talk to a manager, and they honored it, and basically I did get that upgrade to the Tower Suites. But once you check out of a hotel, they do send you a survey, and in the survey I let them know that was a little bit of an uncomfortable experience in the Tower Suites. being denied an upgrade that the kiosk told me that I had. The guest service manager, I'm not sure exactly what her title was, but she just let me know that there was a glitch in the system and that she would be happy to offer me a complimentary upgrade on my next stay. So that worked out well. So a quick recap on my stays at Encore and the Cosmopolitan, I have saved a total of $320 so far. The next hotel I checked into was the Waldorf Historia for 3 nights. And this is another fine hotel and resorts property. And the way that I saved money on this booking was again through Amex offers. Now I do again usually get a couple Hilton offers throughout the year, but sometimes they will be for only certain locations. So like with Wynn and Encore, there's a Wynn, I think there's a Wynn location in China, but that's pretty much it. The other ones are in the US. But Hilton obviously has properties all over the world. So sometimes I'll get like spend $1,000 and save $200 on Hilton properties in the Caribbean or in Mexico. So I want to say maybe like 5 Hilton offers throughout the year, but this one was for the US. I think it was save $100 when you spend $500, and it's always in the form of a statement credit. That one was available when I was actually booking the reservation. And then I got the second one, I think it was like a week before I checked in, and that one was save $250 when you spend $1,000. So obviously when I checked out and the rest of the bill posted to my Amex Gold card, I was able to then get that $250 statement credit, which was so amazing. This is the most I've ever saved on a single hotel booking, and that was a total of $350. And the suite that I booked came with 2 complimentary passes to the spa, and the Waldorf Historia Spa is one of the nicest spas I've ever been to. It has a pool, it has a bunch of different treatment rooms, it has a steam room, it has tranquility chairs, or I don't even know what they're called. Oh, I think they're called tapidarium chairs. Waldorf Historia also has daily complimentary fitness classes. There's a lot of amenities with this hotel because they have residents, and their staff is just so warm, so welcoming. It just feels like family. The Waldorf Historia, in my opinion, is the best hotel on the Strip. It's currently the highest rated hotel on the Strip. I was also able to save money on more than just hotel bookings because I had another Amex offer for SeatGeek, which is what I used to book my tickets to the Sphere. And I saved a total of $40 on my Sphere ticket booking, and that was really helpful because I waited a little bit too long to book the tickets and the price did increase. So make sure if you're going, you book as early as you can. And that brings our grand total to $710 that I saved on my Vegas trip using my Amex Gold card. Now I'm going to share how I decide whether to use my points for flights or hotels. I personally have made the decision that I'm pretty much never going to use my points to book hotel rooms because I do feel like my points go farther when I use them for flights. And after years of having my Amex Gold card and Amex points in general or Sky Miles, I'm no longer dead set on getting the best redemption. For example, I went to Barbados recently, and I think I booked that trip about 2 weeks before I actually left. The flights were about $300, maybe a little over $300 in cash, but instead I used 9,000 JetBlue points round trip, and I think I paid $100 in taxes, which is not the best redemption. However, it was a last minute trip, and I still saved $200 on the flight price, and I still got to go to Barbados, and I had the best time. I had so much fun that I went back 30 days later. I never even calculated the cent per point because I don't care. And another reason I do prefer to use my points for flights is because a lot of the times when I'm traveling and staying at luxury hotels, I'm booking suites. The cost of these suites in points is so astronomically high that to me it doesn't make sense to use your points for these types of rooms unless you're earning millions of points per year. For example, the suite that I booked at the Waldorf Historia is over 400,000 points per night. I don't earn 400,000 points per year. However, if that does not apply to you, if you're not staying in the best hotels, you don't care about the type of room that you stay in, you can calculate the cent per point for each redemption. You can look at the cent per point for a flight you're trying to book, or you can look at the cent per point for the hotel stay that you're trying to book and see where you'll get the better deal. But honestly, I also flew to Paris for about 30,000 points round trip, paid like $240 in taxes, and those flights are over $2,000 round trip. And a lot of times 30,000 points is only going to get you one night at a standard room in a Marriott or Hilton hotel. Even then, you really have to search for those types of deals. I don't think it's going to be very common from what I've seen. I could be completely wrong. It depends on where you're going, the locations, the time you're traveling, all that. But from what I've seen, it's not very likely that you're going to get 30,000 points per night. Still, you can book a flight to Paris and you're only going to pay that 30,000 points one time, but with the hotel you're paying 30,000 points per night, so it's still going to be more expensive. So I've just made the decision, I'm not even going to look up hotels in points. It just doesn't work for me. It doesn't make sense to me, for me personally, but we're all different. We all have different goals. If you want to see more travel breakdowns in the future, be sure to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one.